Today we're going to make pumpkin streusel muffins, and I have my oven preheating at 350, and I have a really small bowl here. We're going to start with our dry ingredients. We're going to take 1 3/4 cup of flour, half a cup of packed brown sugar, 1 teaspoon baking soda, half a teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to do half a teaspoon of the pumpkin pie spice blend here. And we're going to mix the dry ingredients together. In a much larger bowl, you're going to put 1 egg, cup of the pumpkin puree, not to be confused with pumpkin pie filling. This is pure pumpkin puree, a cup of it. We get a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. You can use avocado oil, whatever your heart desires. And then we're going to add a tablespoon of orange juice. This was squeezed from one of the oranges I had in the fridge. And if you can zest a orange, you're going to need 1 to 2 teaspoons of orange zest. I don't bother with it, but if you want to add it, go for it. We're going to mix our wet ingredients together and slowly add in the dry ingredients. Consistency you're going to get, it's going to be a really thick batter. We're going to take that and scoop it into cupcake liners. I just take a 1/4 cup of batter and drop it in. I was able to make 9 of these. Sometimes you can make them really big and make 6. I didn't want them as big today, so I just made 9 kind of smaller versions. But again, if you want them even smaller than this, you can make 12 out of this whole batter. It just depends, like, kind of your preference with your muffin size. But I'm going to stick these to the side, and we're going to pull that small bowl back in front, and we're going to make the topping. We're going to need a 1/4 cup of packed brown sugar, a 1/4 cup of flour, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and then we're going to add 1 tablespoon of melted butter. My butter is melting. I'm going to go ahead and really incorporate that brown sugar and get the bumps out and get that mixed in with the flour. Then we'll add in the 1 tablespoon of melted butter. Give that a good old stir. Once you've mixed that together, you're going to get this type of consistency. I like to get my hands in there and just really mix them together. But it creates, like, if you touch it, you can make a ball out of it. I'm going to go ahead and take about a tablespoon, give or take, and put on top of each one of these muffins. Obviously, if you make more, you won't waste as much. Again, this is just kind of trial and error to see kind of what you like, but 1 tablespoon on top is pretty much what we like to have. We're gonna pop that in the oven at 350 for about 15 to 25 minutes. It's gonna really depend on the size that you make your muffins, the pan you're using, lots of different things. So check it at 15 minutes and then go from there. And that's what they look like when they're done. Mine took 18 minutes. So if you make the bigger ones, you're probably going to add some time. If you make them a little smaller, you're going to take away some time. But these ones really puff up. So if you don't want them this puffy, make them a little smaller. But yeah, that is it. Serve them with some butter. You can serve these with ice cream to the side. Honestly, guys, really whatever your heart desires. They are really, really good.